Hi kids. Today our story is called Rescue on the River. And it goes along with the promise in the Bible, Joshua 1:9, where God says, "Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So this story is about a little boy named Brady, and he always, every summer, got to go camping with his family, especially his brothers and sisters. There was 5 of them all together, and they were a little older than him. But this year, his mom said, "No, Brady, you can't go because you got this virus and it's just not going to be safe." And even though he really wanted to go, he knew his mom was right. So it was hard to see all of his older brothers and sisters take off on this camping trip that he wanted to go on. But as the hours went by, everybody started worrying about them because a really bad storm came in with lightning and thunder and heavy rains, and it was really bad. So as he went to bed, finally his dad came home from work, and he could hear his dad talking to his mom, and then his dad came up and said, "Brady, I'm going to go look for the rest of the kids. You want to go with me? Mom says you're feeling better." Wow, did he? That would be awesome, an adventure in the night. He was kind of scared, but he was with his dad. So off they went. The first thing they had to do is go across the river. And the only way they could get across it was take the train bridge. And it was slippery and wet, and it was dark. So off they went. But halfway across the bridge, all of a sudden, they heard a whistle. And they looked, and there it was. The midnight train was barreling right down upon them. So he and his dad took off in a run as fast as they could go, trying to get to the other end before the train got to them. And just as the train was almost on them, they made it to the end and jumped off the track, missed the train. And they tumbled down the bank, down to where the river was. It was a lot of mosquitoes, and it was briars, and it was just a bad place to be. And so now they're on a march through the woods, and it was dark and it was dirty, trying to find their way to find the rest of the kids. And finally, after quite a while, all of a sudden they heard some singing, and his older brothers and sisters were under their canoe as the rain pounded down, protecting themselves from this rain, singing, "The Lord's our rock, in him we hide, a shelter in the time of storm." So now they came out from under the canoe, and their dad was with them, and he said, "We've got to get out of here. The river is rising. We've got to get across the river." Everybody in the canoe. "But Dad, it'll never hold all of us. There's 6 of us and all of our gear." "It doesn't matter. Nobody left behind." And so they all got in that canoe. Brady had never seen the canoe that low in the water. Oh my goodness, this was getting a little scary. And there was still lightning everywhere and heavy rain. And finally, Brady said a prayer. "Dear Jesus, please protect us and get us across the river." Finally, after about 30 minutes, they made it across the river. And they climbed up the bank. They made it home. Oh, what a reunion. Mom had some hot drinks and sandwiches, and then it was time for a nice, warm bed. And he felt so safe. In spite of the storm, and in spite of the train almost getting them, and going through the woods at night, and then the heavy canoe almost down to the brim of the water, it was good to be home and be safe. And why? Because he had been with his father, and that made it all worth it. And just like Joshua says, "Be not afraid, don't be dismayed, for your heavenly Father, the Lord your God, is with you wherever you go."